Hello, multi-piece choirs, Eugene, Portland, Rogue Valley, and in Accord. Here is your video, finally. The goal of this video is to take you through a warm-up that will simultaneously teach you about your voice and about how you probably use too much effort to sing and therefore cause problems in your singing through that. So, take a deep breath, get rid of today's stress, align your posture, head balanced on top of your neck, rib cage lifted, curvature of the lower spine is in place, your hips are loose, your knees are loose, your ankles are loose, and your feet are connected firmly to the floor, feeling the ground that supports you, which will... Remembering our shape that represents the diaphragm, we'll put it here in front of where the diaphragm is on our body, and we will take a low breath. Ah. Ah. This time, exhale on an S and elongate the length of your phrase. Stay in this S sound, lifted, supporting the air that's coming through your mouth to make the S. Notice the openness in your mouth. When you're done, take another breath. Notice behind the teeth and tongue, everything is open and released. The throat feels open around the corner here as it turns downwards. And one more breath like that. And as you're extending the S, your rib cage is not falling. Rib cage is staying lifted. Your abdominal wall is controlling the air and keeping you lifted. All right, now we'll transition into some singing. Let's do a hum. Our teeth are apart, but our lips are closed. Pretend your mouth is full of whipped cream. Let the sirens or hums go wider and wider. Notice if you got tense in your trying to go wider than you had been before. Did you tense up in order to accomplish that? That would be a reason to not go that high when you try it again. We're looking for the tension to stay away. And over time, when we get used to not tensing, we can extend the range, avoiding the tension that used to come in. All right, this time we're going to take that low breath, and then I'd like you to make a sound like this. I'm making glottal attacks in my throat. I'm using my chest sound. We call that our chest sound. It's vibrating in our chest, but of course this is where the throat is making the pitches and sounds. And we're going to go from a hard glottal attack, repeating that sound and diminuendoing the sound so that it gets to a very quiet click sound instead of the harsh sound, like this. Good. Good, your turn. Let's take a deep breath. Uh, 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 uh. And then a sigh. Ah. That was you making noise in your throat gently. You had a better awareness of your neck and how most of it is not involved in singing. Only that little bit, center bit where your vocal folds are inside the larynx is making that loud glottal attack, and it's making slow, easy hums, and it's making little tiny clicking sounds. We're going to sing that. It's small, it's light, it's not loud. It's all on an easy note in our range. Here if you're a gentleman, here if you're singing in the treble, and here. Same vowel sequence, E, A, O, U, like this. E, A, O, U. E, A, O, U. E, A, O, U. We are breathing quietly and small. This is not a long phrase. I'm trying to remember the ah feeling when we sang in a sigh as my inspiration for what kind of work I'll bring to this exercise. It's not E, but E, O, low breath, open. E, O, E, O, Good. How'd you do with not getting tense? That's the most important part here. If you had sounds you didn't appreciate or like, but you didn't get tense, then I call that a win. And I would like you to go towards those as you practice this routine, and make sure that you're only looking for good feelings and lack of tension around your face, mouth, neck, shoulders, body, posture. As you get better at doing that, you'll be able to fine-tune the beauty of your tone. At first, we just want the less tension. Low, quiet breath. E, take a low breath and do the ah sigh. Ah. Check in that the feeling you just achieved when you said the ah, the sigh, was it very different than the feeling you had during the vowels? Over time, does that difference lessen? And are I like it because it's playful and it'll get you to stop being serious. Enjoy the feeling. Is your mouth rounding as much as mine for the ooh? I'm putting that ooh there on purpose. Go ahead and let it round. Last one. Our American dialect does not have us rounding our lips very frequently when we're speaking. Therefore, the muscles in our mouth are not used to being called upon to round. Look at yourself in a mirror. Are you rounding or are you doing something like this, which I see all the time? In order for me to not round, I had to tense and make adjustments in the back for you to almost hear an O, because my lips are supposed to do that, but they weren't. So check on yourself with that. Last exercise for today. Ho, 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 ho. So I'm sounding like Santa, perhaps. Ho, 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 ho. I'm using my belly to make sure each of those pitches down the scale have silence in between. I am not squeezing here. This is what that would sound like. Ho, oh, 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 oh. I'm not doing that. Ho, 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 ho. So a nice little H. Ho, 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 ho. Put your hand on your stomach. Ho, 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 ho. Can you feel gentle pulsing? Ho, 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 ho. Check with your throat right now. Does it want to tense up? Ask it not to. Put that work in your belly. Belly. Ho, 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 ho. 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 Great job. That was about 15 minutes of work. I hope it felt like fun and not like work. Please make a goal of doing this 7 separate times and seeing what you feel like between now. Take some notes, for instance, and say, how do you feel? My throat feels exhausted. My muscles are tired and tense. That felt great. Take a note. And after 7 times, maybe take another note and compare your feelings and decide whether this was beneficial for you. If it was, I would love to hear that, and how so. If it was not, I'd like to hear your ideas for what you could use in the next video.